Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga today. We are going to be doing a therapeutic yoga class focusing on the shoulders. Now, we are not going to be specifically talking about particular dysfunctions of the shoulder. So this isn't a rotator cuff class. This isn't a shoulder impingement or a shoulder pain class. This isn't anything regarding particular maladies that we might have with our shoulders. It's actually a class just to work on good, efficient alignment of our shoulders, because we spend a lot of time during our days, and for some of us, if we're side sleepers, even during our nights, working on creating a lot of imbalance and misalignment of our shoulders. And so in order to get out of this forward shoulder position, we are going to be focusing on some stuff that we can do to kind of open up from the neck all the way down to the rib cage to help these shoulders feel happy and healthy. So that is our focus for today's class. But we're going to start class today doing something a little bit different. So what you will need for class today is a bolster for sitting for the beginning of class. Now, we're not using the bolster for any particular therapeutic yoga poses or exercises today. So if you want to start your class in sitting and not use a bolster, that's perfectly fine. But then when you get down to your mat, what you will need today, and what I would recommend you have, is some sort of pillow. So we're going to be doing a lot in side lie. We're going to be doing a lot laying on our stomach. So I'd like the head to be in a fairly neutral position. And I would like us to have something so we can support our abdomen when we're laying on our belly for a fair period of time today. Okay, so now find yourself in a nice, comfortable position, whatever works good for you. If you are on a bolster or sitting in a chair, either of those I do recommend. Just take a moment to roll your pelvis forward and back a couple times. Find kind of the middle of the road for you. Sit up nice and tall. And then once you're nice and tall, go ahead and at your hips, hinge yourself slightly forward so that you've got some good weight through your feet or your legs. Allow yourself to kind of take your arms right now and just kind of hold a tray. And as you're holding that tray, just gently shrug up. So kind of shorten all of those thoracic girdle muscles, and then externally rotate through your arms. Pull your shoulders back and downward, squeeze between those shoulder blades. So kind of getting a little bit of a better alignment through your shoulder girdles here. And then as you keep squeezing through those shoulder blades, just gently place your hands back down onto your thighs. Allow yourself to kind of lengthen through your neck, settle your chin into your throat, and then close your eye. Place your tongue on the roof of your mouth, but don't close your eyes. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do some psychotherapy. Yes, so I am not a psychotherapist, but one of my patients who is a clinical psychologist taught me this excellent technique, which is a cognitive behavioral technique for helping individuals deal with anxiety, panic attacks, stress responses, pretty much anything that is creating your system to be sympathetic and create anxiety or anxiousness in your system. So we are going to be doing a technique today that is a very popular technique in the psychotherapy world called 5-4-3-2-1 grounding. 5-4-3-2-1 grounding. Not like a rocket ship going up into the air, which would be uplifting. We are bringing it down to the ground. And so what we're going to do is we're going to really allow ourselves to focus on our senses, 5 senses. And as we focus on those 5 senses, it's going to allow us to kind of detach from that stress response that we might be having way deep in the center of that brain where your amygdala is, which of course drives every system to be stressed. So here's where I want you to start. Be nice and tall. And as you're nice and tall, eyes wide open, allow yourself to take a moment and look around your room at 5 things in your room. So take the time, don't do it real quick. And as you look at them, label them. So if you're looking at a lamp, picture, go through 5 things. Once you've finished those 5 things, allow yourself to slowly close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If you don't want to close your eyes, then downcast your eyes towards the ground so that you've got something soft and steady to look at. All right, the next thing that we're doing with our eyes gently closed is we're tapping into those ears. So what I want you to do, you're in your space, allow yourself to be perfectly still, and then begin to listen. And listen for 4 things. Now, moving on to 3, we're going to use the sense of touch. So some body awareness here. I'm going to actually talk you through the 3 things I'd like you to pay attention to. So begin with paying attention to where your hands are touching your thighs, the right one and the left one. Pay attention to where your feet are touching the floor, the right one and the left one. And then finally, pay attention to where your sit bones are touching the surface you're sitting on, the right one and the left one. Then moving on to 2, eyes stay gently closed, tongue to the roof of that mouth. Let's move on to smell. So take a moment to take a nice, slow, deep inhale into your nose. Kind of like you're trying to smell roses, but as you're doing it, are you smelling anything? Identify what you might be smelling on that first inhale. Then take a second inhale. Is there a second smell that comes to mind as you take that inhale? And then the final thing we're going to do, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is we're going to go to taste. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a quick second to be mindful of what is the last thing you ate. Now that you kind of think about what the last thing you ate was, just take a quick second to gently lick your lips. And then a nice big swallow. As you swallow, can you taste anything related to the last time that you ate, or did you maybe brush your teeth in between and that's what you're tasting? And then finally, the grounding part. So we've paid attention to our vision. We've paid attention to our hearing. We've paid attention to our touch. We've paid attention to our smell. We paid attention to our taste. And finally, what I want you to do is take just 1 or 2 breaths to pay attention to grounding and be grateful for something. So let it just be a quick person that comes to mind, or a thing, or an action, whatever it is. But allow yourself to literally say, I am grateful for, and just fill in the blank to whatever that is. And then slowly open your eyes. So you've got it. So that's as simple as it is. Now, obviously, we did it a little bit slower because it might be the first time that you've ever done 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding. But it's an excellent technique to do if you're just feeling a stress response or a little bit of panic or a little bit of anxiety or anything like that. So give it a try. The next time you feel like you need it, maybe write it down so that you don't forget it, and then see how you feel after you've tapped in to those 5 senses and taken a quick breath to be grateful for something. Okay, let's move on to these shoulders. All right, so find yourself in that same sitting position. We're going to start with just kind of increasing some blood flow to those shoulders. So take your arms and bring them nice and wide apart. And allow yourself to take a moment with your arms nice and wide apart, palms down for now, shoulder blades, give them a little bit of a pinch back, and just start to do small little circles with your shoulders. So all you're doing right now is just kind of waking up all of those muscles. Lots of muscles of the shoulder girdles. Our shoulders don't have tremendous stability, but they have a lot of mobility. So there's a lot of muscles that do all that mobility. All right, change your direction for me and go in the other direction. So if you were initially going clockwise, go counterclockwise, and then vice versa. And then take your arms back down to your hands. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly and your chest. Exhaling out. And then bring those arms back out, but this time have the palms up. So opening up through those shoulder girdles now, same idea. So different muscles are helping those shoulder circles when our palms are up than when our palms are down. So go in one direction first. Keep yourself going in that direction, trying to get about 8 to 10 times here. And then slowly, when you're ready, reverse your direction to the opposite direction. Make sure you're keeping yourself nice and tall. Shoulder blades are squeezed together. All right, now gently bring your hands back down onto your thighs. Nice deep inhale into the belly and the chest. And then exhaling out. You've got it. Now, right hand, place the right hand on the left shoulder. Now, if you have really tight shoulders, even to do that, you may feel that you twist your body a little tiny bit. So make sure that you feel that your body is not rotated to the left. Allow your shoulder to stay relaxed and not come up near the ear, but take your left hand now to your right elbow and just gently lift your right elbow up a little bit so that it's close to shoulder height. Now make sure your body hasn't rotated to the left. Make sure your ear hasn't shrugged upward. Your shoulder shrugged upward towards the. Now hold all that still, maybe even put a smile on your face. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly start to slide that shoulder towards the middle of your body as that right hand slides behind you. Now a nice gentle stretching through what we call our posterior capsule and the back half of our shoulder. So hold yourself in this position. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Take a nice deep inhale into your nose, into your belly. Exhaling out. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. You've got it. And slowly release that right shoulder. Left hand comes to right shoulder. So now we're tackling that left posterior capsule, that left back of the shoulder. So again, for us that are tight, as you reach the left hand for the right shoulder, you may have felt yourself slightly rotate to the right. It's okay. Just identify that you have a tight shoulder, but allow your trunk to come back to the center position. Then right hand underneath that left elbow. Make sure your shoulder doesn't start to creep its way up towards that ear. Sitting nice and tall, just very gently lift that elbow upward. Now, as you lift that elbow upward, support the arm. Stay nice and tall. Maybe put a smile on your face. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, gently pull that elbow towards the midline of your body as your hand falls behind the right shoulder. Make sure your body has not rotated right. Make sure your ear did not make its way up towards the shoulder. All right, keep it right here. Maybe take a smile and then a deep inhale into that nose. Exhaling out. Yes, let's do that one more breath. Deep inhaling in and exhaling out. You've got it. Slowly releasing that hand down. Now we're going to do some opening through our chest and our collarbones in this sitting position. So I'm going to give you 3 different options for hand placement for this next little opening pose that we're doing. So I'm going to turn myself around so you can see these. Option number 1 that I want you to do is to simply clasp your hands behind your sacrum or your pelvis area. Now, if your shoulders are really tight and you can't even get there, then just to hold something so that you can get hands behind the body is where we want to be. So option number 1, clasping the hands. Option number 2 is to take those hands and just gently bring them up so that you're clasping the forearms close to the elbows. So that's a little bit more advanced of an option. And then finally, option number 3, if you would like to do that, is to kind of make a prayer pose of your hands behind your body. So you pick which of those 3 you want to do. I'm going to go middle of the road today. So I'm going to clasp my hands to my elbows. Now, in that position with your clasped hands to elbows or your hands together or prayer pose, it's all about what you're feeling in the front of your shoulder. So sit up nice and tall. Make sure you've got some weight through your legs or your feet, depending if you're on a bolster or sitting in a chair. Now, I want you to imagine where your collarbones are right now. What would you do with your shoulder blades and your shoulders to make your collarbones longer? So for me, it's just a gentle lengthening outward of my shoulders. Imagine that you're trying to literally make this area wider and longer. What do you need to do to make that happen? All right, now that you've done it, I want you to take the deepest chest breath. So bring it up into your chest, up into your sternum. So tighten your abdominals real tight for a second. I never tell you to do that, but I want this breath nice and high in your chest. Now that your abdominals are real tight, take a deep inhale into your chest. Hold it. Slowly through your mouth, exhale that air out. All right, so if you're clasping your hands together, change your clasp. If you're clasping your elbows together, just change to the opposite clasp. So we're doing something a little different. Then start to lengthen those shoulder blades again, shoulder clavicles again, your collarbones. Sit up nice and tall. Now really tighten your abdominals. Pull and brace them inward. Deep inhale into the top of your chest here. Hold it. And then slowly exhale that air out through your mouth. Yes, you've got it. So nice, good opening through that upper part where those collarbones are. Real nice to do in sitting. All right, next thing that we're doing in sitting is just a little bit of opening through the under part of our arms here. So using the bolster, or if you're in a chair, just allow yourself to place your left hand on the side of the chair or the side of the bolster. Now with the right hand, take a nice deep inhale, lift that hand up. And then as you exhale, bend your left elbow and side bend. Now in this position, allow yourself to turn your body, lengthen your neck, turn your gaze upward, and then sit a little bit into that right sit bone. Now deep inhale into the side of your rib cage here. And then exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhaling in. And then exhaling out. Right arm, inhale it up as the head comes back to the center, and then exhale, dropping that hand down. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So rest the right hand on the side of the chair or the side of the bolster. Left hand out to the side of you. Take a nice deep inhale, lift that left hand up. And then as you exhale, side bend as the right elbow bends. Now, allow yourself to turn that rib cage so that you're not in that right rotation. Lengthen your neck, turn your gaze so you're maybe even looking up to that thumb. All right, here we go. Side of the rib cage is where we want this breath. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Left hand, inhale it back up as the head comes to the center, exhaling, dropping the hands down. All right, we are going to end our sitting pose doing one last thing for our shoulders called eagle arms. So a very common practice in yoga, usually done laying on your back or in a standing position. We're going to do it in a sitting position minus the leg component. So if everything that we have done thus far, your shoulders have been incredibly tight, you are going to repeat that very first stretch that we did. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit, then I encourage you to give these eagle arms a try. So take your hands nice and wide out beside you. Once your hands are nice and wide beside you, nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, bring your arms and cross them in front of you. Right arm on top of left arm. If you're not giving this a try right now, your right hand is on your left shoulder. All right, now bend your elbows and try to interlace your palms in the front of your body. So this is just an advanced stretch for that posterior capsule of that right shoulder. So can you make sure in this position, I'm going to exaggerate for a second, that your shoulder is not up to your ear or your trunk is rotated or side bent. So pull that right shoulder down, allow yourself to get the alignment through your trunk. Hold yourself here, make sure there's weight through your legs. Give me a nice deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. One more time here, nice deep inhaling in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Straighten those elbows, release those arms, bring them down and do some shoulder circles. All right, gonna do the opposite side. So again, try the eagle arms if you want. If you want to do the first stretch that we did, you're gonna be focusing on the left hand to the right shoulder. All right, here we go. Take a nice deep inhale, reach those hands nice and wide out beside you. And then as you exhale, cross the hands and the arms in front of you. Elbows are to the center of the body. Now bend the elbows, interlace those palms. Make sure you haven't let that shoulder creep up to the ear, or side bent your body to the right, or rotated your body. So allow yourself to pull that left shoulder down, get your body in alignment. Once you have all of that, hopefully you're feeling something wonderful through your left shoulder and not horrible through your left shoulder. Let's do those 2 beautiful breaths. Deep inhale here and exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly uncrossing the arms, straightening the elbows, going back to doing some circles through those shoulders. All right, time to transition to a different position on our mat. So what I want you to do, if you're on your bolster, just simply side bend off the bolster. Allow yourself to go to hands and knees. If you're on a chair and you're making your way down to the mat, make your way down to your mat, kind of gently move your chair out of the way and find yourself in hands and knees pose. Now, one quick little tip I want to say right now. We are going to be doing some big movements with our arms today. So make sure wherever you have your yoga mat, it is not too close to a wall or too close to a piece of furniture that you're going to hit it when you do a big movement with your arm. All right, hands and knees for me, please. So find yourself so that you've got your knees hip distance, that's 2 fists between your knees, and then look back and make sure that your feet line up with your knees. Your hips are stacked on top of your knees. Walk those hands so that those wrists and elbows are underneath the shoulders. Now, in this position, index fingers are in, thumbs really spread them out. Allow yourself here to go through a couple of cat-cows. So take a nice deep inhale, sink your belly, lift the tailbone, shoulder blades back and down, lift your chest, really gaze up, look up, look up. And then as you exhale, pull that belly up and in, arch the back, spread the shoulder blade, lengthen the back of the neck, chin into chest, gaze into that belly button. Inhale, sinking everything down. How much can you sink and lift through the front of that neck and gaze up? Lift that tailbone. Now exhale, pull everything under. Feel that contraction through the front of your body. Last time here. Inhaling, sinking everything down, sinking, 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 lifting the head, lifting the tailbone, and exhaling, curling, 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 curling everything up. Really push up with those arms. Now, keep yourself in this push up, angry cat, and then slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. Keep that tailbone tucked under and gently sit your heels back down onto your sit bones back down onto your heels. Curl that tailbone under, curl that chest, curl that neck. Now imagine that you're trying to dive your head into your knees here. So can you slowly bend down, diving the crown of your head into your knees, into your child's pose? Beautiful job. Gazing back straight between those feet. Allow yourself to gently start to walk your hands up the mat. So it's about shoulders today. So see if you can get yourself so that you can, without even looking, feel your pinkies to the edges of your mat here. Now in this position, allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale into your belly. Then slowly exhaling out. Deep inhale into your belly. And then slowly exhaling out. Beautiful. Now gently bring yourself back up. As you're making yourself back up, we're going to really focus on stretching the underside of our shoulders here. One of the key muscles is your latissimus muscle, which connects literally all the way down here to your tailbone. Real important for people that have shoulder dysfunction. So we're going to really focus on it in a couple of stretches today. But the other thing is you've got several rotator cuff muscles that are down here that you can stretch with stretching your side body. So that's what we're going to be focusing on first. So here's what I want you to do. Your hands are wider than your shoulders right now because you're holding those pinkies onto the edges of the mat. Can you just check in where you can find that position that your hips are lined up with your knees? Now, don't move that left hand from the left corner of your mat, but go ahead and take your right hand without moving your hips. Reach the right hand as far as you feel comfortable to bring it up to the top of that left mat side. So allow yourself to not let your hips fall forward. Allow yourself to not let your pelvis shear to the right. So everything of the lower body does not move to reach that left or right hand up. Now just gently lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and kind of gaze downward towards your knees. In this position, take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and slowly start to sit back until you can get your left elbow hopefully to the floor. Can you feel that opening through the underside of your right shoulder? Now maintain that. Keep tucking that tailbone. Remember that latissimus muscle attaches way down there. Can you give me a deep inhale into that right shoulder? Then exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale in. And then exhaling out. Slowly use that left arm to push yourself back up, and then take that right hand back so that that pinky is touching the edge of the right side of the mat at or close to shoulder height. All right, now left hand. Without the hips moving, take that left hand and reach it up as far as you feel comfortable to the right edge of your mat. Now that you have it there, take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, really try to tuck that tailbone under. You know what? That might be already a pretty significant stretch for you, but keep that tailbone tucked under and see if you can lower down onto that right elbow. Now sitting back, tucking that tailbone, allowing yourself to open up through that underside of that left shoulder. This should feel so good for you right now. Take a deep inhale into that left shoulder and exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into that left shoulder and exhaling out. Using that right hand, push yourself back up into hands and knees. And once you're back into hands and knees, allow yourself to walk the hands back in so that they're shoulder width apart for a moment. Then take your feet and swing your feet to the left side. So you're kind of wagging your tail a little bit there, but swing it to the left side. Once you have your feet to the left side, walk your hands to the left side. So a little bit more of an aggressive stretch for that same area and same muscle. Now that you've got everything kind of over to this left side, take that same deep inhale, and then on the exhale, tuck the tailbone under and try to sit into the right heel. You've got it. Now, as you sit into that right heel, you're probably feeling a similar stretch, but I promise you, you're hopefully getting a little bit deeper of a stretch. Sit into that right heel, tuck that tailbone under, lengthen your head, drop it, maybe gazing at that right knee. Give me a deep inhale into your belly. Do you feel it more through your rib cage? I hope so. Exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Now push yourself back up into the hands and knees. Hands and knees come back shoulder width. Sweep your feet over to the right side now. So that left heel is kind of in the center of your mat. Once you have that, walk your hands to the right side of the mat. So your whole trunk is in a right side bend here. So really going to focus on that latissimus muscle now on that left side. So in this position, take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, tuck that tailbone under and really try to sit into that left heel. Gently lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze maybe into the left knee. Allow yourself to keep that tailbone tucked under. You will feel the difference. Now let's do those 2 breaths. Nice deep inhaling in here and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhaling in and exhaling out. Slowly pushing yourself back up into a hands and knees position, unsweeping your feet. So now your feet line up with your knees again. Thread the needle. So yet again, another stretch for the back of the shoulder to allow you to get those shoulders back on axis with your trunk. So thread the needle, a very common yoga pose, but unfortunately often done either too aggressively or with poor alignment. So let's talk through the alignment of thread the needle here. So make sure that your hips are stacked on top of your knees, your hands. Look at where they are on your mat right now with elbows and wrists directly underneath your shoulders. Take a gaze where your right hand is. That is where your right shoulder should land with thread the needle. Now, if you've got really tight shoulders, might be a time to maybe grab a pillow or a block and place it where that hand is so that you can reach the right shoulder towards the floor. Here's what we're going to do. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin here. With that right hand, take an inhale, sweep it out to the side of you. And then as you exhale, sweep it under. That's where the thread the needle name comes from. Sweep it under, but allow your right shoulder to touch the mat where your right hand was. Now, if you do that, you should be able to keep your hips perfectly stacked on top of your knees. Now, in that position, now that you're there, kind of lengthen your neck, pull your shoulder blade back and down. Have your right palm up, and then slowly, very slowly allow your chest to fall downwards onto the right upper arm. Then walk your left hand all the way up the mat. Now, your left armpit and your right elbow, it's like there's a magnet attracting the two of those together. So allow yourself to gently lay your right ear towards the mat. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, try to pull that left armpit down towards that right elbow. One more deep inhale here. And as you exhale, imagine getting that left armpit towards that right elbow. Beautiful job. Slowly walk the left hand back underneath the shoulder. Nice deep inhale. Push yourself back up. Place that right hand back underneath that shoulder. And let's do that all again on the opposite side. So take a moment to look at where your left hand is on your yoga mat. Then, nice deep inhale, arm out to the side. As you exhale, thread the needle, arm underneath the right. Drop the left shoulder down where the left hand just was. Palm is up on that left shoulder. Lengthen your neck and gently place your left ear on the mat. Now, as you start to walk your right hand up, focusing on trying to get the upper arm and the chest to lay and stack one on top of the other. Now that you have that position, pay attention to your right armpit and your left elbow. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, try to pull that right armpit down towards the elbow. You've got it. You should feel that beautiful stretch in your left shoulder. One more breath here, deep inhaling in. Exhaling, pulling that armpit towards that elbow. Good job, guys. Walk that right hand back. Inhale, push yourself back up. Find your hands and knees. Let's get off these knees. Would you agree with me? Take a nice deep inhale here. Maybe go into cow pose. Exhale, going up into cat pose. Sit back on those heels. Last time here for a moment on these knees, which would be quite nice. Gently drop yourself down. Let's do a little bit of back opening since today is not about your low back. So can you look back for a second and make sure that your feet didn't fall together? Your heels are still kind of lining up with your sit bones. Your knees are still hip width apart. All right. Take a nice, slow, deep inhale into your belly. And then exhaling outward. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And gently push yourself up. Now we are making our way down to the mat on our side. So we're going to start with laying on our left side. So just kind of gently bring yourself over onto your side. Now, here's what I want you to do today. That pillow, grab it. It's time to use it. As you get that pillow in place, what I want you to do is make sure you're down enough on your mat so your knees are bent. Your feet are together and your shin bone is lined up with your mat, but you're down far enough on your mat that if you reach above you, reach in front of you, reach behind you, you are not going to hit anything, so that we're going to be able to do a nice, beautiful arm circle here for our shoulders. All right, so now that we have said that, we're going to start with something before we do our arm circle. So get yourself in this beautiful alignment. Hips and knees are stacked, beautiful stacking through the ankles and the shin bones. Can you make sure that your shoulders are stacked one on top of the other? Then with this left hand, bend that elbow up so that your wrist and your elbow are in alignment with your left shoulder. Once you're in that position, right hand, place it up and over the top of that left hand. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, slowly internally rotate that left shoulder, trying to slowly make the palm of the left hand downward towards the mat. Now, this is again for that shoulder joint, not any particular muscle here. So in this position, maintain that gentle stretch that you're feeling, maybe not so gentle stretch to the back of your shoulder. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, don't push harder, just sustain that gentle stretch. One more breath, deep inhaling in. And then as you're exhaling, just sustain the stretch. And then slowly letting go and gently placing the arm down in front of you. All right, now arm circle is what we're doing next. So here's what I want you to do. Right hand, place it so that your palms are touching together in front of you. Left leg, the lower leg, straighten it out on your mat so that your right knee is touching the mat at the height of your hip. Very nice. Now, this is a beautiful exercise to open up through your neck, through your shoulder, through your rib cage. So what you're going to do is take your right hand, place it on the floor, take your eyes and follow your thumb. And you're slowly going to bring the arm up and over your head. When your arm reaches and touches your ear, turn your palm upward as you slowly bring your arm all the way around your body. Now, as you get to the back half of your body, if you feel your leg lift off the mat, take that left hand and grab a hold of that leg and secure it down. All right, let's give it a try again. So gazing at that thumb, take a nice deep inhale, lifting up, make the arm to the ear, turn the palm upward, and continue around as you make a full, beautiful circle with that arm. Now, if you're at home and you're like, what? My hand is supposed to touch the floor, that's okay. Just practice this. We're going to do one more, and we're going to sustain and do some breathing where you feel your tightest. So take that hand, bring it on the front of the floor in front of you. As you come up, wherever you feel you meet the most tension and resistance, I have found my position. Hold it there. Take a deep inhale into your belly. Reach that arm away from you. And as you exhale, see if you can get closer to the floor. Let's do that in one more breath. Deep inhale in and exhaling there. Then slowly complete your circle. Come back around to the front of your body. And let's move on to the next exercise in this position. So the bottom knee, bring it back up so it's on top, underneath the top knee. Rest your head onto your pillow. Allow your right arm to rest onto the side of your body. Take your right hand and rotate your right hand up, kind of like you're waving to me on the screen. And once you have yourself in that position, Keep your elbow in line with the side of your body, but pull your shoulder blade back and down. And as you pull your shoulder blade back and down, feel all those beautiful muscles that are contracting back there. Hold this position for a moment. Give me a nice deep inhale. And then slowly exhale. That's it. One more breath. Deep inhale. And slowly exhale, slowly relaxing that right shoulder. And our final thing on this left side, you're going to take that left arm straight out. You're going to take that same bottom leg and straighten it out underneath you so that your right knee is once again touching the edge of the mat. Now, I call this the snot removing stretch for your shoulder. You'll see why I call it that in a second, but in the Institute of Physical Art, we call this roll on it. You'll understand why. We are going to roll onto this left shoulder. So take your right hand on the floor in front of you, take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, slowly start to roll over onto your belly. So can you see this is just a modification of thread the needle? Now, obviously, if your nose was runny, you can wipe it in your pillow right now. That's what I was calling the snot removing pose. Take that right arm, reach it up the side of the right side of the mat. Hold yourself in this position. Right armpit, can you gently bring it down a little closer towards the left elbow? Maintain it here. Give me a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And one more breath, deep inhaling in and exhaling out. You've got it. Slide that right hand back underneath the shoulder. Slide that right knee up as you come back over onto your side. Left leg, bring it back up to match the right knee. And now use your left elbow and your right hand and push yourself back up into a seated position. Okay, we've done lots of good for both shoulders and side lying on our left side. So now all we are going to do is switch sides. So turn yourself over, find all of that same great alignment on the opposite side. So again, make sure that you're a little lower on your mat so that you've got lots of space for your arm above you, in front of you, and behind you. And then once you find yourself in that position, get your alignment of your knees, your shin bones, stack the ankles, stack the shoulders. And once you have all of that done, let's start with opening up with what is called the sleeper stretch of this right shoulder. So right elbow, bend it up so that the wrist and the elbow are at the height of the shoulder. Turn your palm so that it's down facing the left knee. Left hand come up and over to the top side of that forearm. Now in this position, take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, gently start to push that forearm and palm downwards towards the floor. Don't let yourself roll off your shoulder. Find that comfortable stretch to your right shoulder. Don't make it too uncomfortable. And then take a nice deep inhale into the belly here. And exhaling out. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. You've got it. Slowly lifting that arm back up, taking that arm in front of you, taking that left palm and bringing palm to palm, having your alignment here ready to start your arm circle on the left arm. So before we do that, that bottom right leg, straighten the bottom right leg, place the left knee at the height of the shoulder. First circle, don't hold on to the knee. See if all the tightness is in your spine here. So take that left hand and start to gently, remember the eyes go with the thumb, gently lift up and over your head. As you get your arm to your ear, turn your palm open and roll your arm all the way behind you. Did your knee lift off the mat? If it did, you've got rib cage tightness. Congratulations. Hold on to that knee so that you can secure it downward as you do the back part of your arm circle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it a try again. Gaze goes with the thumb. Bring the arm up and over. When your ear gets to your arm, turn the palm up and continue the rotation all the way behind you. Bring the hand up and over that body. Last time, same thing as we did on the right arm here. So go to where you feel the most tension and resistance. So bringing the arm up, gaze going with. Find for you, where is the most resistance that you feel in your left shoulder? I have mine. Take a deep inhale. Reach the arm further, and then as you exhale, try to get it to the floor if it's not there. One more beautiful breath. Inhale, reach that arm further. Exhale, get it to the mat if you can, and then complete that beautiful circle coming back over to the front of your body. Once you are there, taking that bottom leg and matching the knees stacked one on top of the other. All right, now same idea as we did on the opposite side. So take that left elbow, match the elbow and the arm with the side of your body. Allow yourself to turn your arm as much as you can upward, kind of like you're waving at me. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, holding this position. Give me a nice deep inhale and an exhale. You've got it one more time. Nice deep inhale and an exhale, and then gently drop that left arm down. The last thing to do in this right side lie position is to do the snot remover, roll on it technique. So allow your right arm to go straight again. Right leg, flatten it straight out underneath you so that your left knee is on the floor. Now, as you do this, place your left hand on the mat. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, roll your body as your left leg straightens completely over onto that right shoulder. You should feel a beautiful stretch. Gently walk your hand up the mat. Rest your head onto your pillow. Can you see? This is just a modification of thread the needle here. So have that gentle palm up on that right side. Left armpit, right elbow. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, try to get that armpit towards that elbow. Let's do one more breath. Deep inhaling here. And exhaling. Beautiful. Now, from here, don't roll back over onto your right side. Bring yourself up into that belly position. Now, if you are someone that has a sensitive back, just allow yourself to take your pillow and move your pillow underneath your belly so that you're not in end range extension. So we have done so much good stuff for our shoulders already to really work on the alignment that it just makes sense that we would end doing a little bit of neuromuscular re-education for these shoulders. And so here's where we want to be, Sphinx pose. So imagine Sphinx in Egypt. Allow yourself to feel that that stomach is being supported by that pillow, not your pelvis. Allow your legs to feel like they're nice and long behind you. And if you were to take a gaze, you could see that your ankles are about shoulder width height, so they're not too wide on your mat. And then bring your index fingers so that the index fingers beautifully line up with your wrists and your elbows are stacked nicely underneath your shoulders. Now we're just going to do a little bit of training for our shoulders, our rib cage, and our neck all together here. So hear me as I do this. Allow yourself to turn your head to your right, twist your shoulders so that your right shoulder blade goes behind you, your left shoulder goes between your two arms, and you're gazing at your right heel. Then push with your shoulder blades, lift yourself all the way back up to the center position, and turn your gaze. Allow your left shoulder blade to go back behind you, right shoulder goes forward, gaze at your left foot. Inhale, push all the way up. Exhale, rotate to the right foot. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, rotate and look at the left foot. Do you feel some good warm muscles happening in your shoulders? Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate to the left. Let's do one more just because. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling to the right. Inhaling, lifting, spread through those shoulder blades. Exhale, left shoulder blade goes back and down, right shoulder blade goes forward. And inhale back to the center. Very nice. Now, keeping the pillow where the pillow is, slowly allow yourself to drop down onto the mat. Find the crown of your head, the center of your forehead resting down onto the mat. Now, if that is an uncomfortable position for you, one thing I often tell people to do is just to gently roll their mat up, particularly if their neck doesn't like to be in that neutral position, or one, you can't breathe. Roll your mat up a bit so that you've got some nasal room on your mat, and just have it so that that rolled up mat is hitting your eyebrow area. All right, so now in this position, let's do some strengthening for these shoulders. So allow yourself to take your arms and come out into a perfect T formation. So that means that your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders are stacked and all in alignment left to right side. Once you're in that position, turn your palms upward. All right, now take a nice deep inhale, and as you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms. As you exhale, lower the arms, lower the shoulder blades. You've got it. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the arms and lift. Exhale, lower the arms first, lower the shoulder blades. 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders, squeeze, lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. Last time here. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. Make sure that that belly is lifted by that pillow. You're not feeling any tension in your low back here. All right, now with your arms, what you're going to do is lift them a little bit so that they're at about a 145-degree angle away from your body. Or if you can imagine your body from looking on top, it's like you're making a Y, the letter Y with your body. All right, so now in this position, keeping that neck nice and long, allow yourself to inhale, squeeze through the shoulder blades, lift the arms. Exhale, drop the arms, relax the shoulder blades. Make sure those thumbs are still up for me, ladies and gentlemen. Inhale, squeeze through the shoulder blade, lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. 2 more times, just like we did in the first position. Inhale, squeeze through the shoulder blades, squeeze and lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. Last time. Inhale, squeeze through the shoulder blades, lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Now from this Y position, all that you need to do is bend your elbows and now have yourself in what is called W position, but just picture that your arms are in cactus arms or goalpost arms, but the thumbs are lifted. Now in this position, make sure that neck is long, that chin is tucked. Low back is comfortable. So if that means for you, you've got to brace a little bit through your abdominals, do that. Shoulder blades are working first. So take an inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the arms up. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. 3 more times. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the arms. Exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. And one final time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift those thumbs up. And exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulder blades. You did it. Now in this position, gently unroll your yoga mat. Once you have your yoga mat unrolled, allow yourself, with little stretch through our pectoralis muscle here, allow your right arm to go straight out beside you. Allow your left hand to come in underneath your shoulder. Now, if you have any sort of instability in your shoulder, particularly in the front of your shoulder, be a little cautious with this, but give it a try just to feel the stretch. So keep your palm downward on your right hand.
Gently rest your hand or your head down onto the floor. With your left hand and your trunk and your body, take an inhale and slowly lift your body up and to the left. Gaze goes with you. Feel that opening through your chest on that right side. Holding right there, give me a nice deep inhale. And exhale. One more breath, deep inhale here. And exhale, and slowly lower the chest back down, the face back down. Then slide the right hand in underneath the shoulder. Left arm goes out to the side of the body. Turn the gaze so that you're turning the head towards the right. Keeping that left arm straight and down, palm down. Start an inhale and push with that right arm and lift your body open towards the right. Feel that stretch to the front of that left shoulder. Gazing upward, take a deep inhale here. And exhaling. One time, nice deep inhale. And exhaling here, then slowly dropping that chest down, the side of the face down, sliding the left hand in. And then once both hands are under the shoulder, push up enough to get back onto your elbows. I promise, the last thing laying on our belly. So in this position, can you make sure that your elbows are stacked underneath your shoulders? And this time now, once you have your index fingers kind of lined up with your forearms, turn your palms upward. Pull your shoulder blades up and away from you. So allow yourself to engage between your shoulder blades. So kind of lift your rib cage up, but squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then try to turn your thumbs outward. Beautiful contraction through some of those great stabilizers of your shoulders. Now, maybe have that core engaged, abdominals braced, particular because your back is in a bit more extension. Can you lengthen your neck, settle your chin, hold this position, and feel that beautiful shaking through both of your arms? All right, let's do 2 breaths here. Deep inhale into your belly and exhale. And one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling. On rotating those arms, palms down. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your chicken wings in, and then lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and push yourself back into child's pose. As you're pushing yourself back into child's pose, you can use your pillow to rest your head on if you desire, or simply move your pillow out of your way. You are done with it. Rest yourself down in child's pose. Just a couple of breaths here. Make sure your feet aren't too close together. Settle your chest down onto those knees. And just let your elbows rest down at your side, this time near your knees. And let's do a deep inhale into the back of that rib cage and that low back. And exhale out. Into that belly as much as you can, guys. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. Excellent. Use your hands, push yourself up, find yourself over on your right or left side, just long enough to transition over onto your back. Now, once you're on your back, take a moment to check in that your low back is in a comfortable position. Remember, for most of us, it's about 1 inch of an arch away from the mat. Shoulder blades are underneath you. Feet are hip distance and your knees are bent. Just take your right knee up to your chest, followed by your left knee up to your chest. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, pull those knees up and into your chest. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And then place your feet back down onto the mat. Walk your feet together in the center of your pelvis. Now, we're doing a little bit of a different child's pose today since this is a shoulder class. So what I want you to do is take your arms out into that T formation. Palms are lifted, thumbs are going up towards your head. We're going to do a spinal twist where we're kind of keeping both of our shoulder girdles engaged onto our mat. So feel yourself right here, and then just give yourself a little bit of a squeeze through those shoulder blades so you feel a little bit of extension through your thoracic spine. Now take your left leg, cross it up and over your right leg, but that right foot is still in the center of your pelvis. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, let the left leg pull that right leg over to the left. How far can you go? Can you keep that squeeze between your shoulder blades, that opening through your chest? You might feel a beautiful stretch through the outside of your right hip here. Maintain this modification of spinal twist. Give me a nice deep inhale into the belly. Keep that head upward today. Exhaling out. And another deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And then pull that right shoulder blade, rib cage, low back, pelvis, and knee back to the upright position. And then uncross the left leg, bring the feet back to the center of the pelvis. Right leg up and over the left. Take a nice deep inhale here, squeeze through those shoulder blades. And as you exhale, take that left knee to the right. Right leg is doing the work. Go as far as you feel comfortable. Keep that beautiful squeeze as you're continuing to open up through both chests. Maybe lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Find that beautiful stretch through the back, maybe the left hip here. Take a deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. Let's do one more time here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Starting at that left shoulder blade and left rib cage and left low back and left pelvis until that left knee is back upright. Uncrossing the legs, wrapping the hands around the shin bones as you bring your knees up to your chest. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, pulling your knees into your chest here. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Rest your feet down onto the mat. Settle your pelvis and your low back into a comfortable position for you. And then gently allow yourself to take your right leg to the right corner of your mat. Left leg to the left corner of your mat. Can you give me one roll of those shoulder blades underneath you today? And then gently let those arms rest down beside you. As you lengthen your neck, settle your chin, rest your tongue on the roof of that mouth, close your eyes. No 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 here. We have done too much good work. We are just going to be on the ground right where we are. So just end with the grounding part. Put maybe a tiny little smile on your face, or maybe put a big, exuberant smile on your face. And take a moment to think of one thing, person, habit, action that you are grateful for. Maybe what you are grateful for is that you took this last hour to take care of your body, specifically your shoulders today. Gratitude is the best grounder in the world. So when we are stressing out of control, anxious out of control, if we can find something to be thankful for, you guys, it just brings us back down to earth. Now slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Some circles maybe with those wrists and ankles. And when you're ready, slide up one leg followed by the other. And gently roll yourself over onto your side. Maybe a nice good inhale and exhale here. And then when you're ready, bottom elbow, top hand, push yourself up into a seated position. Tailored pose, easy pose, crisscross applesauce, whatever you want to call it. Hands to heart, smile on that face. Oh, nice deep inhale in and out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me for some shoulder work today.